Again, Samuel Andrews, in his chapter Tendencies of Modern Science, Christianity and Anti-Christianity and Their Final Conflict, it has been said by Draper in his book Conflict Between Religion and Science, philosophy has never proposed but two hypotheses to explain the system of the world. First, a personal God existing apart, and a human soul called into existence or created, and thenceforth immortal. Second, an impersonal intelligence or indeterminate God, and a soul emerging from and returning to him. The theory of creation belongs to the first of these hypotheses, that of evolution to the last. End of quote. Professor Ernest Haeckel, the chief representative of material monism, finds his God in the cosmic ether. He says all forces have foundations in a simple, primal principle pervading infinite space, the cosmic ether. We can regard this as all-comprehending divinity, and thus belief in God is reconcilable with science. End of quote. There is no personal God or creator. This notion, he says, is rendered quite untenable by the advancement of monistic science. It is already antiquated and is destined, before the present century is ended, to drop out of currency throughout the entire domain of purely scientific philosophy. That's a bold prediction, made, of course, well over a century ago. If a creation by God is denied, can we find in the universe any intelligible purpose? If we reject the pantheistic theory that it is a part of God and so coming under the law of his self-evolution, we can simply say that it exists. We can speak with certainty only of the present. But as we cannot believe that the universe brought itself into being or can annihilate itself, we must affirm not only that it exists, but that it has always existed and always will exist. There is thus an eternal series of changes. But is there also progress? Is there any goal to which they lead? If, as said by one of this school, quote, the present visible universe is a phase, only a phase, in the unrolling of an infinite panorama, what will be the next phase? There are many who talk of the teleology of evolution, that is, its purpose, and who find its final term and culmination in man. This is done by Professor John Fiske. And Darwin asserts that, quote, in the distant future, man will be a far more perfect creature than he now is. End of quote. There is no ground for such assertions. Belief in progress through evolution can rest only on one's knowledge of the purpose of an intelligent and beneficent being, who is also omnipotent and eternal, and who directs all the movements of nature. If there be no such being and no purpose, the universe drifts forever aimlessly on. The brief limits of human life on earth furnish no sufficient data whereby to judge of the character of the future ages. We may believe that tomorrow will be as today, but this is only a blind belief, of which we can give no account. What tomorrow will bring, only tomorrow can tell. It may be a partial repetition of the past. It may bring something absolutely new. And he has a footnote. We may remark here the fallacy of much which is said of the reign of inflexible and unchangeable law. The only permanent law we know is that of change, a perpetual flux. Of the universe at large we know neither what it has been nor what it will be. The blackness of darkness rests upon both its beginning and end. And of our earth, without revelation, we know only of a continued series of changes, of whose goal, if there be any, we are absolutely ignorant. Only through a divine purpose can we find unity in these changes. And Andrews goes on, a personal creator of the universe being thus on one ground or another set aside, the Christian can no longer say, I believe in one God, maker of heaven and earth. He can no longer sing, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. The earth is an infinitesimal part of a vast system of worlds, ever moving on without guide or lord. If the whole human race should at once cease to exist, it would not be an appreciable incident in the life of the universe. Science can, with its telescopic eye, fill the immensities of space with material orbs, and in an imperfect way compute their sizes and distances, and guess at the manner of their formation and what forces are acting in them. But of all that has any high significance for us, whether inhabited or by rational beings or not, beings who stand or ever will stand in any moral relations to us, it can tell us nothing. With the Father, the Creator disappears also from the heavens, the Son and the Word too. According to the apostolic teaching, the Son, pre-existence, was the instrument of the Father in the creation of the worlds. He was in the beginning with God, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him were all things created, in the heavens and upon the earth. All things have been created through him and unto him. He is therefore before all things, and in him all things consist. Or, as in the margin, hold together. That is, all things in him hold together. It is his person which binds all worlds into unity. The universe is what it is because it was made for him, and separated from the divine purpose in him, its history and destiny cannot be read aright. As seen by science, we behold only immense masses of matter rolling through space. As seen by the eye of faith, we behold orbs preparing for the habitation of intelligent and spiritual beings made in the likeness of their glorified Lord, orbs into which sin and death can never enter, and from which holy worship offered in the name of the Son shall go up forever to the Father of all. It is plain that the character of one, thus looking upon the universe as without a creator, a ruler, or a purpose, must take upon itself a peculiar impress, and of this we shall soon speak. More to come, and I'll put in a link this time to Professor James Orr, a great theologian of that era, the turn of the Victorian era, on the Bible doctrine of God, and also a link to the James Orr theology playlist, by the way. See you next time.